I loved volleyball. My dream was actually to be a volleyball player. And because of that, how I focused on my body was actually, am I strong enough? Am I jumping high enough? How's my power? I came up with my campaign, Real Size Beauty.
What does that mean? And what does that mean to you?
It literally means celebrating individuality, celebrating you for who you are.
There's so many different variants of what people could see as beauty, whether it's appearance, personality, intellect, something like that.
I've never been so proud that I got to be born as a Thai woman. You don't understand that rapport you have, that connection you build with people that aren't even in your family.
I think it's so valuable, and it's one of the things I love about the Thai culture as well.
It's just really important to be active, but I don't force myself. That's the thing, because my relationship with the gym is something I want to protect.
How's your relationship with food?
You just felt so guilty every time you'd eat. What works for you works for you. But what I noticed has helped my relationship with food the most is actually go into wellness more than like think of it as like dieting.
You look at it more as nutrition versus eating. Hey, we're back with the Vital series. We have Anchilee here, who's one of our experts, and she joined us on our trip recently in Samoy. Anchilee, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up here in Bangkok?
I am formerly Miss Universe Thailand, Miss Universe Thailand 2021. How did I end up in Bangkok? I'm half Thai, so born and raised here.
Yeah, you're born and raised here, but then you're half Thai, half
Australian.
Okay.
I'm half Australian, and then I've only been in Australia for uni at UCID. And then moved back here during COVID and just never left.
Okay, and you grew up in Bangkok or Phuket? Where in Thailand did you grow up?
I grew up in Bangkok.
Okay.
Literally like born and raised.
Nice. And then in Australia, where did you live in Australia?
I lived in Sydney.
Okay.
So I went to the University of Sydney and I spent 4 years there.
What did you study in the University of Sydney?
I have a Bachelor of Arts majoring in sociology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Bangkok, you then moved to Australia for university. How did you end up becoming Miss Universe Thailand? I know a lot of times people that compete in the pageant industry, they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Was this your first pageant? Had you always wanted to be a beauty queen? How did you end up in kind of running for Miss Universe?
My first pageant and last pageant. Basically, growing up, I was real athletic. I loved volleyball. My dream was actually to be a volleyball player. And because of that, how I focused on my body was actually, am I strong enough? Am I jumping high enough? How's my power, especially
performance basically.
My performance, right. So when I would go watch TV or like YouTubes or whatever it was, I never saw representation of myself. And being half Thai and having a Thai grandmother as well, not from Bangkok. She used to like walk me around her village and be like, when my granddaughter's older, she's going to become Miss Universe Thailand or she's going to become a beauty queen. So it's always been in the back of my mind, but I never
She manifested it for you.
She kind of did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I never dreamed. Like it was never a dream that I thought could be a reality.
What made you decide to enter Miss Universe?
It was literally not seeing a representation of my body shape, my body type, just kind of what I stood for on a Miss Universe platform.
Would you say also being Asian as well? Like in Asia, maybe it's less so represented than say somewhere like Australia?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I wanted to pioneer that like kind of mindset in Thailand, especially. I wanted to start in Thailand, of course. And yeah, so I came up with my campaign, Real Size Beauty, that actually really shocked me how well it did. And
that's good.
Yeah, and then one thing led to another and I won.
So it started out with creating a movement first, or you did the movement from Miss Universe and wanted to kind of create a wider kind of audience for what you're trying to campaign for?
Started the movement first, and then having the Miss Universe Thailand platform allowed it to grow. And I think that's what people resonated with the most. And I think that's how I managed to secure that winning spot as well.
I'm glad you won.
Thanks, Charlie.
So you said you didn't see representation of yourself. How do you look at yourself? How do you view yourself?
I think I'm not focused on like my body shape as much or my exterior beauty as much as a lot of Thai women do. And I don't blame them. You know, it's if you grow up with it, it's kind of what you're used to. And it is what it is. But I think having a more, I don't want to say international mindset, but having a dad that never put value in that aspect, I think made me stand out on that stage because I was pushing out more movements. I think what I had to say mattered a lot. And during that time, I was very vocal and I was not afraid to vocalize it. And I think that's what made me stand out during that time more than
And you can find that it resonated with maybe more people than people expected.
Yeah.
So your movement was Real Size Matters.
Real Size Beauty.
Real Size Beauty,
Come
sorry.
on, Charlie.
So what does that mean? And what does that mean to you?
It literally means celebrating individuality, celebrating you for who you are. I always say that it's more than just your body and how you look from the exterior, because you are someone's father. You are, you know what I mean? Like Kiki Coco, you're their father. They're not going to view you as like
some god.
Some god. To each their own. But that's what I mean. And like, I'm someone's daughter, someone's friend, you're someone's boyfriend.
Yes.
Those are the things that matter.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to push that out more.
So it's about appealing to different perspectives. Not everybody has to, there's not only one class of beauty. There's not only one class of what you should be like. There's so many different variants of what people could see as beauty, whether it's appearance, personality, intellect, something like that.
Yeah.
And then so, you said you were training to become a professional volleyball player at one point in your life. So you must have a pretty rigorous workout routine. What does your kind of day-to-day workout look like before compared to how it looks like now?
Before was wake up, train, school, train, eat, sleep, homework.
Are you still pursuing a volleyball career, or have we put that to bed for now?
I mean, never say never, but I'm 25.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still got a lot of time.
I don't know if it's too late.
Yeah. Does Thailand have a volleyball team?
Charlie!
I don't know.
Yes! Our national volleyball team is one of the strongest in the world.
Yeah, so then you can still have a dream to compete.
I could, but I need to get training now.
So that could be on your bucket list for maybe 2026.
I need like 2 years, Charlie.
2027.
Yeah,
okay,
maybe.
We'll push it back a little bit.
Yeah, we'll push it back a little bit.
Since you won Miss Universe, so that was 2021.
Yeah.
So since then, obviously, the 2021, 2022 is probably very much focused on Miss Universe. So in the last 2 to 3 years, what have been the main focuses for you with your career, with your personal life, and kind of anything that you've been working on that you want to share with us?
Well, the last few years, I've been working on building my own brand, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to become someone who was very approachable, very honest, and also relatable in the Thai community, and be able to talk about things a bit openly, because I think that's how you build a really good rapport with people.
That's a personal brand you're building, right?
Personal brand. But I think in like this type of job, it's all about personal branding, right? And what brands you want to work with that align with your goals and values. But doing all of that has actually led me to come up with the project that Antonia and I are doing together now, which is our like Girl Talk podcast page, where we want to talk about real life things, girl things that we think sometimes the Thai community aren't as comfortable talking about yet.
Yeah.
And we want it to be like a big sister platform for them. So that's launching.
So that's kind of expanding on your original movement, where actually you want to create awareness. And could you say and also Antonia is mixed, that sometimes growing up being half Thai, half Australian or half Danish, you're kind of battling between two cultures sometimes of what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, because for sure the Australian culture is different from the Thai culture. So sometimes you have, when you're in Thailand, you're trying to be more Thai, and then Australia, and kind of bridging those two gaps in terms of culturally and kind of helping people similar to yourselves kind of deal with the probably similar issues that you dealt with growing up as well.
I mean, a part of it definitely will be about that, but it's so unique to every like halfie. We never really have the same experiences. Some of us identify more as the Thai, some of us identify more as the whatever country that may be. And I think Anne and I are quite different in that way. I think Anne identifies a bit more as Thai, whereas for me, I definitely identify as both, depending on where I am. I think I can adjust.
Is that because you grew up some of your adult life in Australia, and kind of you went to an international school here, so you did have that Western influence kind of in high school and then further when you went to university?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And my dad plays a really big role, right? He's super Australian, thick Australian accent, watches rugby, watches cricket. And I'm always going back to Australia like every year. So after doing all of that, and also having older siblings who are full Australian, so I have half siblings who are full Australian.
Yeah. Well, so you're influenced again by them and then when you're growing up as well.
Yeah.
Because you look up to your older brother and sisters or as you're growing up, so you see how they are and you maybe want to mimic their behavior.
Yeah, to a certain degree. But that doesn't mean I disregard my Thai side, right? I think it's just more of what I was exposed to on top of being at an international school. I wasn't really in tune with my Thai side until probably like the last 4 or 5 years.
And do you think that could have been because you've been living here as an adult and also I'm sure competing in Miss Universe Thailand, it brings out that Thai culture in you as well, and you probably want to embrace it maybe even more so than you had before.
Yeah, I've never been so proud that I got to be born as a Thai woman. You
Yeah.
don't understand. Like, this Thai culture to me now, as I get older, the respect we have for each other, you know, like how we why, you know, how we say like pi and nong in
Yeah.
Thai, no matter who you are, like that rapport you have, that connection you build with people that aren't even in your family, I feel like is so special. Like, it's just...
That's part of the reason why I want to send my daughters to a Thai school when they're young.
Yeah.
Because I wanted them to learn those values that are instilled in them at a young age. Because I think it's so valuable, and it's one of the things I love about the Thai culture as well. It's like the mutual respect for each other and the elders. I think it's really one of the best traits of the Thai culture.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I couldn't agree more.
So we have the podcast coming up. It's a podcast or a
It's like
platform?
a podcast, girl talk,
Yeah.
platform thing.
Okay, so that's something we can look forward to coming soon. Probably by the time this is out, it'll be out anyway.
It's called Wait What?
What's it called?
Wait What?
Wait, what? Wait, what? What does that mean?
Literally, wait, what?
Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah. Because Anna and I will, when we tell each other stories, our responses will always be, wait, what? So it was so
You need to run
fitting.
it back, right?
We need to run it. We're just, it's always like, did you do that? Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
So will there be a bit of like gossip and kind of like a little bit of a perspective into your personal lives as well? Or is it, what can we expect from that?
Definitely very personal,
Oh, so we'll have to wait and see then.
very vulnerable. And I think it's what makes it so special to me, at least, because you actually get to talk about things that you don't particularly get to talk about, or you get shy to talk about.
Yeah.
And the more open you are, I think the more you can connect with people.
And I actually think that doing this for you, not just for yourselves, I'm probably sure it's great for you guys to talk about it to each other, but also I'm sure there's lots of girls, guys going through the same kind of issues, and being able to hear, you know, their idols going through the same kind of issues probably gives them a lot more confidence to kind of deal with things as well.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the goal.
Besides the wait what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? What else are you working on at the moment? Is there any kind of goals you have for this year? Why don't you tell us a little bit, what else are you working on? Or any kind of goals you have for 2025?
Oh, I've got a lot of goals. Whether I want to share them yet, though, is... So I have this belief, right?
Okay.
If I'm not at least like 50, 60, 70% like close to the goal, I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Because I feel like then you miss out on that like fulfillment feeling.
Yeah.
Like when you get to finally share with your friends that you've done this.
Yeah.
It takes out that like initial excitement.
So you like to hold it in until the end.
Yeah.
See, I like to talk things into existence.
That's manifesting.
Yeah.
I agree with that
I think
too.
I can talk about that on my personal life. I think I've spoken things into existence.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
When maybe you might not have believed me, but I kind of said, no, it's going to happen. And then,
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Good for you, Charlie.
No, so everyone has their own ways of dealing with different things as well, right?
Yeah. But I'm always sharing what I've been doing anyways. But the biggest one right now, my main focus this year is definitely the podcast, like the Girl Talk, because I want to do something that adds value to the community that I'm in.
Yeah.
And
Well, it seems like that seems like your common denominators. You kind of like to do things that are kind of, one, something you want to represent, and then two, that it's also beneficial and you're helping other people.
Yeah.
So that's probably your trait, your great trait.
thank you.
And then I also wanted to touch back, kind of obviously, you know, Vitals, you came on out with us with our retreat to Samoy. I do check your Instagram. I do see you out in the gym a lot. Can you tell us a little bit about your current workout program? What do you do to stay fit? Do you stick to a certain routine, or kind of where you're working out, and kind of what does your week look at, and how do you plan for your kind of to stay on top of your fitness goals?
So I will always have to lift weights, like proper lifting, about twice a week. That's like how you talk about non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Those are my non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And I will try to throw in maybe like 2 spin classes a week as well. So I'm in the gym
4 or 5 days a week.
4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And trying to get my steps in every day.
Yeah.
So it's just really important to be active, but I don't force myself. That's the thing, because my relationship with the gym is something I want to protect, because I know a lot of times when you go into the gym,
You don't want to break up with it.
I don't want to break up with it. I've had enough.
It's a long-term relationship.
Yeah, it's a long-term relationship, so it needs to be healthy. You know, you need to be able
Give and
to
take.
give and take. It's a lot of giving and taking and compromises.
Yeah.
So I just decided that I'm gonna work out to make sure I go to the gym every week at least 3 to 4 times.
And where are you working out?
Cubic Fitness.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm always at the Cubic. Cubic is my second home. And it's also the community I built, right? So once you build a really good community at the place you work out, or anywhere really, you
I think that's really important as well. If you have a good community, like I'm sure you have friends that go there that kind of hold you accountable. So you can kind of chit chat on your, group chats or whatever. And be, hey, who's coming to the workout today?
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you in the gym next week. And you kind of feel, if you don't go, you kind of a little bit guilty to your fitness community, right?
Yeah, a little bit. And it's also like the way the gym is set up is like the gym's at the bottom and then they've got a cafe on the top floor, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like a really nice way to hang out with your friends while keeping active and taking care of yourself and nurturing your body, that it becomes something you don't actually think about. It's just like, okay, I'm going to go see my friends and we happen to be working out together and then we happen to sit upstairs and drink a protein shake together.
It's like work-life balance, but workout-life balance in a way, right?
Yeah.
And so you said there's a cafe upstairs. Is it a healthy cafe? I mean, do you stick to a strict diet as well? How's your relationship with food?
Relationship with food. Darren, don't come at me.
Darren's probably listening.
You know what? It's better.
Yeah.
It's definitely better. I've had times where I've had a horrible, horrible relationship with food. Like I was eating maybe 1,200 calories a day. And mind you, I'm 182 centimeters tall. That is not good.
I think I can't even eat that and be happy.
No, yeah. But you just felt so guilty every time you'd eat. And I would stop myself from having like that dessert that I've been thinking about for the last 6 days.
So I'm guilty of, I go buy an ice cream, have a bite, and then I'll throw it away. Just to get that craving fixed, and then I won't finish the whole thing.
Do you not feel like you want more?
I do want more, yeah. But I kind of discipline mentally. And it's probably something you're going to talk about as well on your show, is that everyone has different relationships with food.
Yeah.
And, especially when you have fitness goals, you do have to kind of manage expectations. And truth is, you do have to manage your diet because that is probably 70% of it. And the workout is 30%.
Yeah,
Because you only spend, an hour in the gym, and there's 23 other hours in the day where you're walking past that good gelato shop.
Yep. Yeah. But I think, you know what, like if you have what works for you, right? And I think as long as you kind of find that balance for you, I think it's quite okay. Like it took me years to do it, to find it and to not be scared to eat. But what I noticed has helped my relationship with food the most is actually go into wellness more than like think of it as like dieting. Does that make sense? Like I just grew up, I'm very lucky that I enjoy fresh food. I enjoy vegetables. I enjoy like
high quality.
Yeah. And it's just something I don't think about anymore and I just do it.
Yeah, I think you look at it more as nutrition versus eating.
Yeah.
So then what are the high quality? So I look at things now, what am I getting good protein or, carbs and you pick and choose. And then I think, like you said, it's finding a balance of, so I know. So just for an example, I have my labgai and like my rice because I know how many calories that is. I know my chicken's good. I'm getting my protein. I'm getting my carbs from the rice. Then maybe some avocado for some good fats.
Yeah.
So I choose food, and I've kind of created my own menu in my head of what I can eat on a day to maintain, my certain calorie targets and maintain my fitness goals. But it's not something you can just pick up like that. It takes time. You have to try, see what works for you as well.
Yeah, I think it's all like habit forming. But I think that like what a lot of people might struggle with, and I was definitely one of them, was when you're cutting, you also pull yourself out of social situations, like social gatherings and stuff. You're too scared to go out with your friends.
Because drinking is a lot of calories.
It is. But then you just become like a little depresso espresso, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not like...
espresso.
You just...
Never heard that one.
You don't get to see your friends. You pull yourself out of your community because you're so focused on your eating. And I feel like that's also a really slippery slope to go down because what happens when you go back in?
Yeah.
Will you binge? Will you be able to...
Yeah, well, I think this is what I really like about Darren and his kind of whole approach and everything is his whole thing is about balance. Mm-hmm. So you should eat what you want to eat in moderation. Yeah. You should go out when you want to go out in moderation, socialize and just kind of being aware of the right, pick and choose your moments.
Yeah.
So do you go out, if you know, for example, Friday night, you're going out for dinner, having some drinks, maybe you kind of plan your Thursday, Friday around the extra intake and kind of maybe I'm going to need to work out on Friday because probably Saturday morning is not going to be ideal for me to work out. As long as you plan things, you can have that balance. Yeah. And again, I think it's a formula that you can't figure it out today. It's going to take you time to figure out what works for you. I mean, when you have a partner as well, you get into routine with them and all these different kind of scenarios that can affect that balance.
Yeah, like your Friday night dinners.
Yeah. So usually, because I cook on Friday night. I probably don't eat a lot on Friday. I'll have something light for breakfast because I know I'm going to eat a lot on Friday night. Yeah, you're welcome to come anytime.
I'm waiting for my second invitation.
So that's your nutrition. And then do you support that with any supplements? Are you taking anything, do you take protein shakes? Are you also, how about collagen, fish oils? Is there any kind of supplements that you live by or you swear by or that you take on a daily basis?
I'll always have a protein shake. I think just because
it's a quick fix.
It's a quick fix. And I always have to do something with my hands, actually. Yeah. You might not, I was just sitting here like playing with my rings. So when I have a protein shake in my hand, I can just kind of sip throughout it. So I think that just works for me. Maybe it's just triggered by my anxiety, but gets your protein in and you don't have to think too much about it. I also take magnesium. Don't ask me what magnesium it is. Okay, I just bought like something to help me sleep because I actually really value sleep. And I think after taking magnesium, replacing it with melatonin. So I used to take melatonin. It's
healthier.
It's healthier, yeah. My quality of sleep has improved. I'm more energized. I have more energy to go to the gym, to cook. Yeah. My brain's not as foggy anymore. And any supplements that have turmeric and ginger in it, I will take, whether it's like a crushed form or anything, because I actually have a inflammation problem. So my body gets inflamed very, very easily. And I've figured out that supplements that contain a lot of turmeric and stuff really, really do help me deflame. Is that a word?
Yeah,
deflame.
Will help you with your indigestion, right?
Yeah.
No, I take a ginger shot every morning.
It helps, right?
Yeah, I sent them to Antonia.
Really?
Yeah,
Where's mine, Charlie? First of all, you're going to send me flowers. Now you were going to send me more food, and now I don't get ginger shots, but everyone else seems to get them. But where are they? Because I'm the one sitting here today.
That's on my to-do list after this. So that's very insightful. So I think probably a lot of people go through the same kind of issues with you, especially when, you're trying to achieve goals. Getting your protein up is important. Magnesium is important because you need good sleep. Personally, I'm in bed by 10:30 every day because I like to wake up early, like 6:30, and I have a good 6-7 hours sleep. Yeah. And that is important for me to wake up the next day and to work out. So then it seems like you've got a lot going on for this year. Are you able to share anything? What are your plans in the long term, kind of in the next 3 to 5 years? Where can we see you? I mean, is there more stages you're going to be on? What can we expect from Anchilee coming in the next 3 to 5 years?
Jesus Christ, that's a loaded question. I'm still figuring out my week. My goals, I have a lot of goals, right? Hopefully, I don't want to settle down yet, but I do want to start working towards settling down and building my foundation. I think that's really important. I'm someone who really values stability. Yeah. Hopefully doing this kind of work as well, but expanding a bit more. So I actually was thinking, don't take my word for it, okay? I was thinking about doing a master's degree in psychology because I think psychotherapy is something I might be really, really interested in. Yeah. I recently got the Myers-Briggs type indicator certification. Yeah. So the 16 personality types and stuff. So just did a course on that. So I really want to go into something that adds a lot of value, I keep saying, into my community, something very people-based, because I think I get energized.
So that could be something in the future where you kind of go deeper into kind of maybe, is it mainly with females, is where you feel kind of a sense of need to kind of help? And in Thailand, is that kind of you want to go deeper into there, or you want to kind of be more, kind of expand to, Australia or other parts of the world?
I would love to expand. I thought about, is there something I can do in Australia? But going back to what we talked about identifying as like a Thai, I just don't feel ready to leave Thailand. I think my heart is so Thai.
This is home.
This is home. Yeah. So I want to stay here for now. Never say never. Yeah. So that's something I want to work towards in the next few years. Yeah. And we'll see what happens, really.
Wow, it sounds like we have something to look forward to as well.
Yeah. Oh, learn how to invest. I'm waiting for you to teach me.
A masterclass.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a masterclass on that.
Thanks so much. It's really, I know you obviously, but it's nice to kind of know you even more. And the more I know, the more I like. And I'm really excited to see what we have coming this year with Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
And also with the more things that you plan to do within the community and psychology. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Charlie.